Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to try out the final cloth operator again in random flow. I'm going to create biggable detail from a primitive plane and then try it out on or try out those baked textures from uh, our randomized detail into a primitive cube or simple cube. Okay, but first off, I'm going to poke this and then level and profile shape is like that. The inset, okay, the X sort of scale down. Let's just try this one. Inset, okay, and I'm going to mirror this X and Y. Let's create a tangent from these 2 points and just delete delete the rest. Also, let's get rid of this one. Then this one as well. Okay, so extruding this or insetting, pressing B to get rid of the boundary, and this E. Now I'm going to just straighten out the topology. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are quads, and increasing the resolution here. I'm going to separate this so it doesn't interfere with the qualification of the main mesh. Actually, I need this to be straight. So Shift 7, selecting these faces, and Shift 7, that will let the faces face the viewport exactly. And you can draw like that. And press 1 or 7 to bring back the view. Okay, let's slide it over here and then bevel again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So this one, Shift 7. Let's try and draw a Shift C, X, Y. No, it doesn't do it like that. Okay. Inset and give it a bit of margin. So the bake could see the detail versus it being just extruded up. The, the rest of this, we're going to, or I'm going to just create like a manual paneling detail or create manually detailed panel cuts. So to make this straight right here, you can just avoid sliding and just connect the two using J. So it will connect them as, there we go. It's not as straight because this is not there. Let's just slide this over here and reestablish the connection of J. J? No, not LJ. J. Final cut. Let's just adjust the width. So I'm gonna create 3 segments to create some line in the center. And right here, instead of just straightening this out again, supposed to create a triangle. There we go. So there's something wrong with the. So there is a way to face this exactly. Draw cuts, E, Shift E, using this. So if you toggle on to the next page, you see view the face by edge or to edge. To edge is Alt Shift E. There it will face the edge based on the normals of the vertices. And then Shift E is based on the direction of the edge. And E is kind of like the Shift 7 shortcut before. So Shift E, here we go. You need to hover over the, oops. So it's not straight. I thought it was straight. It's not straight. Shift E. No, the edge is not straight. Okay. Let's just add an intersect object. Rotate it in 30 degrees. Nope. Uh, 90 degrees. Oops. 45 degrees. No. Yes. Yes, 45 degrees. Well, let's do this. Alt S. Basically position it and collapse this. And selecting this and our work mesh. Go to edit mode, intersect faces, and draw. There we go. Then we can do this. Same here. So add intersect object, 5 degrees. Intersect faces, draw. Selecting this. Let's see if okay. Inset And so the intersect faces makes it the intersect function or feature makes it easier to just position stuff, and then just draw the shape edit the shape of the intersect object, and basically just draw the detail on your source mesh. Intersect and cut. Oops, not cut. Draw that. Also, I think I'll also bevel this. So let me try and bevel this. I need to apply the mirror, then bevel like that. Let's make it bigger. Bevel. There we go. And reestablish the mirror. X, Y. There we go. And another cube here. Add intersect object. Um, cube. Mhm. I need to match the mirror. We're going to use the union boolean, but I need to match match the mirror of this source mesh. So this area right here, auto mirror this area right here, and x and y. Oops, x y. There we go. And let's select our source mesh, intersect, union. Okay. Sometimes because of the nature of boolean, it does this. So you just need. Oops. Let's see. Distance. Let's get rid of that. And just manually fix the topology. There we go. This needs to be open. Okay. And this also. There we go. Oh no. There. But we need to actually bevel this in order for the there we go. The bake to actually see the detail in the edge. Just something like this. And if you haven't tried out the this functionality before, which is the intersect, I suggest you have fun with it or try it out. It's really good. The intersect function. 45 degrees, and just use Alt S to basically scale them. And uh, in a direction that's not really facing the literal XYZ axis. So Alt S actually helps with that, with those flat faces. So in this case, I will be duplicating this in this direction, but I'm not going to be able to position it that way until I change the orientation. So use view. There we go. Okay. So with view, you only have X and Y for the axis. Selecting all this, bring it down. Okay, let's go back to global and bring it down in the Z axis. like that. But first, we need to bevel, and then we can uh, use the union operation, but in this case, it's straight cut, intersect, slice, union, intersect objects, exact. There we go, exact, not fast. So we have that detail. And just one more, and we're going to go to cloth. So this is a good introduction to this feature. Shift 2 to go to rotate, and press W and S to rotate it in the 45-degree uh, increments. Okay. Just one more. We're going to go to the cloth and then bake. Wait, let me bevel this. There we go. How about this one? That as well. Okay. And finally, the inside. Okay. Let's create a vert here, WS, and then merge it to this vert. There we go. Avoiding the geometric error. We can even connect this to this one using Alt J, but it's not needed. S, okay. And just one more bit right here. Intersect object Q, and I guess you can use this 45 degrees. There we go, and scale in the y-axis. There we go. And intersect, draw, and then we just insert. There we go. Let's go to this, and just going to use, I'll go to extras, utilities, and final cloth. Don't worry about the triangles. It will subdivide. The only thing that cannot be subdivided is ingons. For cloths, you need like quad surprise. Cloth preset is cuts one off. Just increase the cuts. So okay, let's get rid of the source mesh face. Uh, source mesh by using the remove faces. If anything goes wrong, we can just undo. Sure. And just buff it out for mass. I think less mass is more wrinkles. Vision cuts. Subsurf level, level 2. Okay, we can get rid of the symmetry. We're going to try getting rid of the symmetry, but first we need to lower the subdivision because the process will involve using the script on the applied geometry. So it means that the faces from the mirrored side of the geometry will now be real, and therefore add to the processing speed. So do not use mirror. There we go. We have kind of an asymmetry. This is asymmetry. This is a way to achieve asymmetry. They just look similar because they are the geometry looks similar. Okay, smooth. Okay, so we're going with that. Then, so this is the geometry or the topology. We can probably, uh, whoops, what's the quadify? Quadify, quads, join faces. Oh my god, forgot. Control F and solidify, triangulate, triangles to quads. Oh, it's not here. Anyway, forgot the command. Join tries, triangles to quads. Okay, triangles to quads. There we go. You can codify it. So triangles to quads is Control F. Alt J. Oh yes, Alt J. There are so many hotkeys in Blender that sometimes you just forget some of it. Okay, let's give this some color. But first, some base color using vertex color. No saturation value, sharp, mark sharp. So just simple the vertex color. But this one, we're going to change it using creative flow. We go to vertex color and pick. There you go. And in random flow, shading, up in materials. So for this one, we're just going to use our flow metal. And with the cloth, our flow cloth. You are, of course, welcome to use your own materials for this, but these materials let you use the add-ons much quicker in terms of the shading part, particularly if you are a beginner Blender. Okay, this one here, scratch, Voronoi texture, increase the scale. There we go. And this one here, probably strength is 0.1 for our. You can plug textures here. You see in some of the YouTube tutorials where they do this kind of setup, you can definitely flag a texture here to achieve those kinds of effect that you see in the videos. And then to just reduce the effect of the noise, you can just lower its scale. I guess 0. It's, okay, 0. Yeah, just to lower to 0, something like that. And then you can just let the texture affect the ranges. Okay, scratches, cavity mask, and increase the peaks. Let's try out the peaks. It's the saturation. There you go. Okay, let's try and bake this. And let's go to image. So this is just the size of the plane, so we don't need to use the conform toggle. So normal AO is 64 times 2, 128. Normal AO displacement and diffuse. But in order for the diffuse not to render black, we're going to set the metallic to 0 and just get the color and not the combined diffuse, which has all the other effects like direct and indirect, I don't know, stuff. Okay, selecting all our mesh. We're going to make sure that lowest geometry, plane, big to last images. And in this video, just use 2K texture, big resolution, and into image and bake and just wait. So with normal and displacement, in order for you to save it the way it looks like in Blender, you need to change the color space to RGB. And if you're using it inside Blender, you need to use the color space non-color in order for it to display correctly on the meshes or the objects for which you have set it in their shader. Okay, this is the displacement. This is the AO. It's kind of the AO is kind of rough, but I think we need 512 samples. But in the interest of speed, we're just going to okay the noise in the text in the normal is because of the bump detail in the shader. So to avoid this, just disconnect all the bump uh, information that is connected to the normal input socket. And then when you bake it, you won't have this noise. But in the interest of time, we're not going to rebake again. Just use this. We use okay. So this is our cheese. And we're going to set it on a cube. And in the cube, it is it has its default UV. So in order for us to fit this in every single face, we're just going to reset it like that. Then go to shader, create a new shader, Control T. You need Node Wrangler for that shortcut to work. Use, and then we're going to multiply the AO. Color, mix color, multiply, and use the AO. Something like 0.6. Okay, next up is the normal, bake normal. So color space should be non-color. Then here we need to use the vector normal map for it to display correctly. There we go. So we the thing that we need here is just the what do you call it? The roughness map, which we don't have. So for the roughness map, I think you need to create those manually. Go to vector and use the displacement Uh, Okay, looks rough. Let's change the HDRI and probably need to use the displacement for the diffuse as well, just to create some more, just to bring out the details some more. So displacement here, and then we're going to, oh, this is normal. Okay, displacement, there we go. And then multiply it to the diffuse color, control it with the color ramp, and just control the intensity here. Okay, just to, there you go. I guess we can also use this for the roughness. We don't have any choice, but you can create the roughness out of this maps. Roll it with the color up again. So with either shading or building nodes, uh, and also in programming, you need to just not be very clean at the start. Just make sure that it works. Then after it works, you can then clean up the nodes or the code. So that's how you make it faster. Okay, so this has a certain look to it, which I can't remember the game, but okay. So this is with our diffuse, AO normal, and bump detail using displacement. Now we're going to try displacement, actual displacement, by increasing the geometry. Actually, the let's rotate the faces 90 degrees. There we go. And go to shading. Let's go to material and go to settings, set the displacement to displacement only, and add subdivision to this. And then set the subdivision type to, or algorithm to simple. Turn this off so we can, turn off optimal display so we can view the wireframe using a wireframe view. Somewhere around 7. Then in the displacement, right here, we're going to increase the displacement. Probably set this to 0. There you go, you can see the cloth puffing out. Set this to shade smooth. Okay, so the only problem here we have is the roughness and the metallic. There we go. So we can try 6 there. So somewhere around 6 or 7, and if you want more fidelity, you can try 8. Let's try 8. This is the resolution of 8 subdivision. So again, you would do this if this was nearer to your uh, to the hero subject of your render. But if they're far away, you can just turn them off and use the normal detail. So this versus or compared to 6, oh, probably 7 and 8. So for something uh, much farther, but you need the displacement, you can just use lower subdivision. If it's closer, you need more crispiness or fidelity to the detail, you can just increase the resolution. Okay, so this is our uh, cube based out of this uh, detail here. So if you have nothing to do, you can just model this kinds of detail and create a library of your own. Then you can just use the or save those texture images and then use it anytime you like to quickly create background assets for your scene. Okay, let's try other. There we go. Doesn't look so rough now that the shader is kind of fleshed out. So shader, oh, what is this? There's double color ramp. Okay, we just need one. That so this is the roughness. Okay, and turn this off. Okay, we just need one. Then it kind of ruined our Mr. Roughness. There we go. And this is without the displacement. So I guess the roughness, yeah, just remove the roughness or modify the roughness if not you're not doing displacement. Okay, so just a small practice with panel cloth and a bit of a manual modeling without randomization this time. It's kind of refreshing, but really depends on the topology. If you think the topology will not really give you a good result, depending on your experience with random flow, if you think the topology will not give you any good result with the randomization, you can just try manually detailing those, either using panel cut or creative flow. So yeah, that is it for this video. And if you have any questions, just the comments or the links in the description. And try and become a member of my Patreon. You can get free stuff there, like 3D scans, textures, nodes, and all kinds of stuff, scripts even. Yeah. Um, Thank you for watching and have a nice day.